Ladies, when your man asks you to pay half, you need to tell him no. You need to leave him. That's what I say. Because if you begin to pay half, you will always pay half for everything. These are men who don't want to be responsible for you. They really don't make the commitment, but you don't realize it. You just think that this is the way to do it so that you can survive together. If he cannot pay the bill to provide for you, then you don't need him. You got it?
I know they say that we should respect our elders and that our elders should bring us wisdom. So I'm going to do my best to remain respectful. Grandma wrong. Grandma wrong as hell. Grandma is stuck in her generation. You see, one of the aspects of wisdom is that wisdom should recognize that society changes, that change is the constants of the universe. You see, grandma probably grew up, well, ain't no probably. Grandma grew up in a time frame when she became an adult where women couldn't have a bank account without a man, where women weren't afforded the opportunities to be able to work in the same way that a man was able to work, where women got a decrease in pay simply just for being a woman, where the income of a woman was generally so low that it did not make much of a contribution. But as a black woman, I would even think that she would realize that this is so much of a falsehood. Even though there was a disparity between my grandparents, the amount of money that my grandparents made, what my grandmother did make went into the household. It still helped provide for the household because most black people in the time frame that she would have been growing up, which she might be about 15 years older than my mom or somewhere around in there, most of that time frame black people didn't make as much money in most situations. And because they didn't make as much money, all the money that came into the house was generally used for the household. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come on here and say, well, my grandfather, he paid all the bills. My grandfather paid for everything. You got rose colored lenses on. Your grandmother probably didn't make enough money to pay the bills. Your money that your grandmother made probably paid for like food, clothing, or extra things of that nature. Your grandmother just didn't get her money and just went frolicking all however she wanted to with that money. That money was accounted for to be a part of the household. The man did make the money that the household may have been based off of, and he seemed like he's taking care of everything, but he wasn't. He simply wasn't. Her money was not just free money to be used however. It's just not realistic. It's not the majority. There may have been a few cases of that, but it's not the majority. And for grandma to sit up here and tell women of today that if a man says that you're paying half, or in the real situation, if a man is saying that we are coming together to provide for each other, to provide a lifestyle for us, to provide a financial freedom for us, to provide retirement for us, that's what a real man does when he's taking responsibility for the family. Because let's be real, the majority of people who are walking around today, if you were to say that we're only going to live on one income, most of y'all wouldn't be happy with it. You wouldn't. You wouldn't have the size house that you have. You wouldn't have the furnishings that you have. You wouldn't have the vacations that you have. You wouldn't have the dating that you have. There are so many things that you would not have in life that you desire to have and that you do have right now. You simply wouldn't have them if it was based on the man. And why is it that the idea is in today's world that this man takes the responsibility of taking care of you? Are we not supposed to come into a relationship to take care of each other? And that care can come in different ways. Yes, one may work and the other may stay at home. One may work and the other may take care of the children. But when you're in a situation where both people are working, both people are bringing in income, the income is for the family. The income is for the unit, the two people, and for whatever they build. That's what the income is for. And we don't live in the time that she grew up in. Women can go and become doctors and lawyers and engineers and all these things. And although women do not become engineers at the same level and pace of men, or even doctors at the same level and pace of men, women still have the ability to make just as much money or close to as much money as men do in the same fields. Why is one trying to take care of the other? Why aren't we trying to take care of each other? Why aren't we trying to build something together? This idea of rejecting coming together financially is one of the leading reasons as to why there are so many single people, and more importantly, why there are so many divorces that happen every year. The overwhelming majority of divorces happen either because of infidelity or finances. And why allow those things to be present from the beginning? If a woman came to me, and they have, and said that I'm going to take all my money and do whatever I want, but you got to pay all the bills, you just simply aren't for me, because you don't have us in mind. You have you in mind. You, just yourself. That's it. Nobody else. You're selfish, and I wouldn't want to deal with you. And this is why many men are choosing to stay single and wait for the woman that says, I'm here for us, not for myself. Don't listen to this young lady. Don't listen to grandma. Grandma don't know what she's talking about. Grandma gonna set you on a pathway for failure. That's all grandma gonna do. You can agree, you can disagree. It doesn't matter. The reality is men aren't falling for it. So if you want a great relationship, work for the relationship, not for yourself. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.